The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the hosts and guests and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the podcast platform, its affiliates, or even the hosts. The information provided is for general informational purposes only and should not be taken as legal, financial, or professional advice. The host and guests are not liable for any errors of omission in the content, nor for any losses, injuries, or damages arising from the use of the information provided. Listeners are encouraged to seek professional advice relevant to their specific circumstances.
Welcome everyone to Spotlight with that B. Happy New Year to all. And finally, I am here recording my episode 18. I'm super excited. I've been talking about this for a month. I thought about it today and I was like, man, how long has it been since my last episode that I was promising everyone I was going to be doing these events for Art Basel / Art Week, and then I took my time to give you all the episode, and it's actually been a month. So my sincere apologies to everyone that has been waiting for this episode, but I'm going to be honest with you, it was the holidays. I've been really busy with my workload as far as my real job, and I wanted to definitely take some time. So once I sat down and shared with everybody what a time I had, because it was definitely a time, that it would be still fresh in my mind, but it would be something where I'm not doing it where I feel that I'm rushed. Now, this will be a short live in comparison to some of the ones I've had where they have lasted for close to 45 minutes or an hour. But as I mentioned in previous episodes, I'm trying to keep it where it is a half an hour for you guys. So let's get it going. So one of the things that I'm super happy about is the way life is. Things just happen to work out the way that they did, which were perfect for me. I initially was only planning on doing my a headliner event, and then I was planning on doing some of the Dante's Hi-Fi events, only because of my work schedule. It was better for me because of the distance and the location. It was better for me to do these particular events. Everything worked out. Everything worked out as far as parking. Everything worked out as far as time frames. It fit perfect. All the events that I went to with my schedule. So the first event I went to was at Dante's Hi-Fi. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't really remember the actual dates, but I do know the specifics, which this particular event, the first one, the DJs that I went to go see at Dante's were Rich Medina and Louis Vega. Now, that same day was also, it must have been a Wednesday, because I remember it was one of their movie nights. And the movie that they were playing was Soul in the Horn, and Natasha Diggs was also there. And with their movie night, they at times, which I've mentioned it, they at times have the artist or the DJ or whomever has something to do with the actual movie. They'll have them do like a panel. Now, because of my schedule, I missed all that. I also thought that she was still going to DJ throughout the night, but inside. That was not the case. My bad. Now I know next year what I'm going to have to do is just take days off for Art Basel / Art Week, whatever it is that y'all call it. So let me just adjust my camera a little bit for you guys, because I feel like I'm a little bit off. So the first night, and I got some videos for y'all. RG's going to put them up as I am, the usual, discussing things. Boom, you're going to get the visual right here. So the first visual you're going to get is as I was coming in, who was DJing but Rich Medina in the courtyard. And it was, y'all already know Rich Medina right now, actively in 2026, I gotta say he is my favorite DJ for many reasons at this point. It's the entire experience. Now, mind you, there's a lot of people right up there with him as far as who's second. I can't help it. Maybe it's because I'm the DJ whisperer. I don't know. But I just happen to know a lot of amazing creatives that are DJs. But I wanted to mention that. So nobody get in their feelings. Favorite DJ, still Rich Medina. He shut the whole ish down. Can I just say? I was again impressed. I don't know why I get impressed with Rich, but the entire thing, complete vibe. Now, I didn't know, like I had a feeling because I had spoken to Crazy Legs from the Bronx. Yes, the breaker, he doesn't like it when you call it breakdancing, but you know, that's what y'all call it. Guru from Rocksteady Crew, which I also found out apparently Rich Medina is also from the Rocksteady Crew. So, but anyway, if you know, you know. So I didn't know that he was there, and I actually got super surprised when I arrived. First, I'm hanging out, I'm chilling. I see that Rich is DJing, and I always like to, when I know either an artist or a DJ that's at these events, if you know me, you know I am social butterfly bee. I'm gonna come over and I'm gonna say hello. Usually, I'm gonna try to encourage them to come back. Now, that's not the case with Rich because this is his place. But I had heard that it was a possibility that Crazy Legs would come to one of the events at Art Basel / Art Week. I didn't know what event it was going to be. Man, let me tell you, what a surprise when it's a little bit already into the night and I'm walking around and I think, you know what? Let me go say hi to Rich. As I'm walking around, who do I run into? I mean, the shock on my face as I'm talking to Rich and telling him, oh my God, you know, I made it. I'm so happy, blah, blah, blah. Because I'm always, you know, telling people how I am thrilled to be at their event. Otherwise, I wouldn't go. Let me tell you, it's always true because otherwise, you wouldn't even see my face. And as I'm talking to him, who do I see but Crazy Legs? Man, I got some pictures. I actually was given the honor of being their photographer as well because I also took pictures. Now, besides the fact that Crazy Legs roasted me for being short, last I checked, he's not that tall. But it was an amazing conversation. It left me in awe. First of all, both Riches, because Crazy Legs, if you know, his real name is also Richard. Rich Medina and Crazy Legs, phenomenal people. I love the fact that they are exactly who they are at all times. Now, he might be a little bit serious and at times playful and joking, and I'm talking about both Riches, but all in all, they're just good-hearted people. And to know that I got to meet them, Crazy Legs, and I had already done lives. He has shared his platform with me. I always appreciate it. I am a huge fan from when I lived in Connecticut and grew up there, and we were really close to New York. I was full on into hip hop and breaking and whatnot. It was just the thing in the town that I was from. So to be able to meet him and to see that he's just a dope ass human being, man, let me tell you, that already had made my Art Basel. So again, it was a great night. The music was insane. And by that I mean it was the type of night where it didn't matter what song they were playing, you were going to be moving your hips, your shoulders, the legs, everything, because it was bananas good. Now, after Rich spun, the person that followed him in the courtyard was none other than Louis Vega. Every time, and I have made it a thing where there are certain DJs that when they come back to Dante's, I make it a point to rearrange schedules. Like, I don't know what I gotta do, but whatever it is, I'm gonna make sure that I am there. Now, this is why I'm a little bit upset that I didn't get to see Natasha Diggs. By the time I arrived, she was already leaving. So, but she was on the inside, and Rich Medina and Louis Vega were in the courtyard. The last couple times that I saw Louis Vega, he was also in the courtyard, which I think is the perfect place for him to be at. But I've also seen Natasha out there too. And I'm sure she was busy and had other plans, or, or there was a conflict as far as scheduling, because I know normally I've seen her also back out into the courtyard. It's the only thing I didn't like, because I didn't get to see um, any of her DJing actually. But again, her set was earlier in the night. Because of work, I didn't get there till later. Now, I might have left work a little bit earlier if I would have known that she wasn't going to stay late. So I wanted to mention that. So I don't have any content, unfortunately, with Natasha Diggs. But I do have some, and I have a couple videos where it's also with Louis Vega. Man, he's phenomenal too. But I know that them two, as far as Natasha and Louis Vega, whenever they come to Dante's, again, I try my best to make it, because my mind is always, as I say, because I don't even know what songs they're playing half the time. And I'm just like, this is amazing. Like, I think people around me must be like, does this girl stop smiling and dancing and doing the shimmy like constantly? Because man, what a night. What a night, what a night, what a night. And to know that every now and then I would look to the side, and who would I see but Crazy Legs hanging out with his people? I was literally in heaven. Um, I should have known that it was only the initial night of a entire week where I kept thinking, "Oh my God, I'm in heaven." So day one of In Heaven was a blast. I'm so glad I did it. I really, really needed it. Um, it was something, man, that I had waited some time to where I kept on working overtime, and I just wanted to make sure I pushed out all this work, because I knew that I needed to spend ample time at these events, because I was really looking forward to it since the previous years. At least at Dante's, it's always been an amazing event. Now, everyone that I put in the ad that I put together for our Basel / Art Week, I have seen on nights that they have just on a regular here in Miami, and those are bananas. So I wasn't expecting anything less. But it's still happy to know that, yeah, it was exactly what I was expecting it to be, if not more. So, um, so that was day one. Now, there was so many people there. I am glad I did get there. I got there at around 10 p.m. And it did last a lot longer after I left. They did have drink specials, which I thought was amazing. They had discounted drinks, and then they had, for example, like you could do shots with a beer, and it was like $14 for both. So I thought that was great. They had not only bars inside, but they made sure they had bars outside. Celia's, which is the smash burger place, was open. So if you wanted something to eat, you were able to do that also. I believe that first night they also have, they usually have a night. I think it's once a month, which I think they call it the clearance, which they have I mean, I've seen it before, and it's not just for Art Basel, but they'll have artists, and then they'll have a record store that comes and sets up where you could buy either art, whatever the creatives are selling for you, and this includes actual crates that you could dig through and buy vinyl records. So I thought that was the bomb. I thought that was the perfect place to have it once again. Um, there was different celebrities that came through. One person that stood out to me, which I don't think I've ever seen in Miami yet, was Tyson Beckford, who is my favorite supermodel, male supermodel. And he was actually directly in my view the majority of the night. So let me tell you, when I say heaven, that is not a person you are going to have any complaints if he is obstructing your views with anything. Um, Loved it, loved it, loved it. It was great seeing him there. He was hanging out with people near the DJ booth. I was in different locations. My friend Shira showed up. I'm so happy I got to see my friend. We usually do these events together. We usually hit each other up before we go to let each other know if we're going to be there, and if so, what nights. And that was actually one of the nights that I got to see my homie. So again, I was super happy the entire night. I was there a few hours, but I knew that I would have to come back another night, which I did. And the other night, it might have been the following night, if I'm not wrong. So I just did it was like about 2 to 3 hours for the first night. Went home, had to work for my work schedule the following day, and then the following day it was Scratch Bastard's barbecue. Now I thought they were gonna have a barbecue, like an actual barbecue. There's no barbecue, guys. There's no food. The food was Celia's again. So that's the only thing I didn't like. I was like, man, I was expecting, unless that came way after I arrived. But I got there early enough that day. I didn't want to miss Scratch Bastard DJing because he, again, every time he's come to Dante's, he's crushed it. So I wasn't expecting anything less. Again, Rich Medina was there. I didn't know, but once again, so was Crazy Legs. Again, I was just like, is it me? I wanted to tell people, is it me or is just not amazing? So as you could tell by my excitement, I was super happy. The music again was bananas. I got some more. Wait, now we're gonna do it on this side, RG. So I got some more content for you guys. All the nights that I was there, I did want to say this: the amount of people that it was like waves of people that would, I guess maybe they were at other events, and when those events let out they were coming to Dante's, but it was flooded. When I say flooded, I mean flooded with herds of people just showing up. The majority of the people there, the type of crowd that Dante's is we're all really there just to have a good time, keeping it positive, and do not want any trouble. I think there was a lot of people heavily intoxicated. There was one particular gentleman that wouldn't leave me alone one of the particular nights. Besides that particular gentleman, which eventually he went away, I told my story on my live on IG and whatnot. I just wish, God, please stop making that type of person. Stop making that guy. I forgot what comedian, it might be Chris Rock, that says, please stop making that guy. Because I agree. Stop making that guy. If you see females do not want to be bothered, please go about your own way. Keep it pushing. But besides that, I again had a wonderful night. It was, once again, I can't say it enough. I love that Rich Medina was there. He might have been there for all the events. And again, it's his spot, so that makes all the sense in the entire world. Now was he DJing all the time? I can't remember if he DJs both night. He DJed both nights I was there, but with just seeing him that one particular night, I was super happy. Scratch Bastard did phenomenal on the ones and twos, but again, every time I see him, he's great. Now, I never really knew about him until my homie DJ Active one time knew that he was going to Dante's and told me, oh, Scratch Bastard is going to be there. And I was like, oh, I don't really know who that is. And he's like, oh, you will. He's like really good. And I'm like, really? Better than you, homie? Better than these people that I know, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, Betty, wait till you see. Let me tell you, I'm hooked since the first time. Yes, he is phenomenal. From the curating to the energy with everyone I saw on the ones and twos, as y'all say, perfecto. An amazing time. I just wish I would have had the chance to see Natasha Diggs. That's my only regret. But next year, I'm going to put more focus on when things are happening and know that it's a possibility that things aren't going to be late and that I am going to have to maybe go a little bit earlier. All in all the events at Dante's, they never disappoint, and they sure didn't for Art Basel / Art Week. Now, the next event that I was going to do for the week was throughout that particular week, because this hadn't been posted yet, was a doo-wop with no guest, no artist, just everyone at the doo-wop having fun. Shout out to Mike from Headliner and Fly Guy. And that particular week was also the week where someone that I talk about often on my lives, because I am a huge fan, one of my favorite producers, one of my favorite people, and that is Bryan Michael Cox. It was his birthday. So for those that don't know, I have followed Bryan for quite some time, since the pandemic, and I know that he always mentions that in the summers he would go to Miami. So at times he's like, oh, I'm kind of like from Miami. So I'm always trying to get him to do his DJ sets, whatever he's calling the night. Love Zone, Ladies Love R&B, whatever the case, whatever you want to call it, I'm always trying to get him to DJ in Miami. So it wasn't supposed to be that I would end up seeing him DJ, because that's not the way it was initially promoted. But throughout the week, I had already gotten my ticket to do my doo-wop for Art Basel / Art Week and whatnot. And I see, I believe I got some type of alert, and I think it's when they changed the actual flyer for the night. And when I look, what do I see? I see it being promoted that one of the people that, or the host, to celebrate his birthday now for the doo-wop was going to be Bryan Michael Cox. Yes! I was like, oh my God, again, I'm in heaven. This is perfect. Killing two birds with one stone, like they say. I was like, yes. I say this often. I think for who he is, he has an amazing personality, an amazing energy. So I always like running into him. And we also have some people, which I call friends, in common. So it's always nice seeing him, to tell him, actually, it's always nice seeing him for two reasons. To tell him it's nice to see him and that he should, do more things in Miami. And then to always ask him, are you going to DJ? Man, I did. I actually ran into him. I was already at the doo-wop. Again, found parking with no problem. The pricing wasn't bad. Everything was working out perfect. I'm walking somewhere, and who do I pretty much almost walk right into? but BMC, Bryan Michael Cox. And the first thing I tell him is happy birthday. So of course I'm telling him, I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you're doing this. And very shortly thereafter, he heard the words, are you going to be DJing? So I don't know if he was planning on it or it's because I'm always harassing him about it, but whatever the case, I am so happy he DJ'd. There was so many people there. Shine was there. I got a picture. Wait, nope. Other side. Now it's this side, RG. So Shine was there. Yes, the Shine was there. There was a lot of industry people. So DJ Quick was, no, wait. Was it DJ Quick? Oh my God. No, I'm messing up the names. DJ Clue was there. Of course, Bryan Michael Cox. Fly Guy was there. One of the CQ fam, which also follows me. We follow each other, and it's always lovely to run into him. And that's Kanan Jasper, I think is his last name. It felt like a family function. I'm gonna be honest with you, like a family get together. Man, did we all have a blast there. Of course, I got a quick video of to me what was one of the hottest moments in the night, which wasn't just seeing all the DJs that came up and all the producers and all the industry people that came up just to tell Bryan, yo, we really rock with you. We're so happy for you. We are here to celebrate with you. But also to actually see them get up and DJ. One of those people was DJ Clue, phenomenal. There was, of course, Fly Guy DJ'd. There was other people that went up, but those people, I don't know who they are. Some people were grabbing the mic. I mean, it felt like just such a positive celebration. Actually, that was the perfect word, and I believe it said that. They said it was going to be a celebration on the flyer, and man, let me tell you, it sure was. I had an amazing time. Again, I got some content for y'all. I'm going to see if, because it is scattered things here and there, besides the specific ones I'm mentioning, I'm going to see if at the end, RG can do his thing and start showing all the different clips. All in all, I was like, I don't think anything could get any better. Now, by that particular night, I was already super duper excited because I think by the end of the week, maybe Thursday night or Friday, I had no idea, but two of my favorite people, one of my favorite shows was going to be in Miami. And that will be part 2 of my spotlight for Art Basel / Art Week. And that is because I had no idea. Once again, it floored me. The surprise floored me. But when I say heaven, I thought I was in heaven that whole week. Until I saw the ad that was like R&B Money is going to be doing R&B Money Art Basel in Miami at a location called Playa in South Beach. Y'all know I don't really do South Beach, but I always said this. I will do South Beach for Chris Brown for R&B Money. So there was no way that I was not going to go. But I already knew by Bryan Michael Cox's celebration on that Saturday. Friday, I know I didn't go out because I was done after the first few nights of the week. Saturday came. I don't think I slept all of Friday night. Saturday came. I was so excited for Bryan Michael Cox's celebration, and I already knew by then that I was going to be attending the event for R&B Money on that Sunday. Wait till y'all hear me talk about that event. I adore the guys. Everybody knows this. I adore the guys from This Week in R&B. I think if they would have done some type of This Week in R&B slash R&B money event, I might have not felt like I was in heaven. I would have gone to heaven because I would have been done right there. I think I would have died entirely right there. Again, I had such a great time this year. I don't remember that the guys or Bryan Michael Cox had done Art Basel Art Week before, but I hope they continue to do it. It was amazing seeing everybody that was involved there. Shout out to Headliner. Shout out to Headliner for being part of and being part of the reason why these two events, the doo-wop celebrating Bryan Michael Cox and the next week's episode part 2 event, which is the R&B Money at Art Basel event. They both had something to do with Headliner. Mike, you made this Betty so happy, and I know it wasn't intentional specifically for me, but I'm gonna say that it is because it made my freaking rest of the year. I was like, 2025 is done. Yes. So I will be doing the next episode, episode 19, will be entirely about the last event, the Sunday event at Playa in South Beach, and that is the R&B Money at Art Basel event. It was everything. It was the perfect event to conclude Art Basel / Art Week, at least for me. I can't wait to share that and the content that I got for y'all on the next episode, episode 19 of Spotlight with That B. This concludes episode 18. I hope you enjoy my content. Please visit my page on IG, which is that_B74, and my TikTok. I have different content I grabbed throughout all the different events, and I posted them on my page. There are some videos and pics that I haven't put out there yet, but it was intentional because I was waiting to be able to do this particular episode, and also next time's episode 19. Once again, for all that are taking the time to come in, and whether it be 5 minutes or the entire episodes, but you're taking the time to support me, I really, really do appreciate you all, whether it's one person or 100. For everyone that I mentioned in this episode that encountered my presence throughout these events, I appreciate you all. You brought me tremendous amount of joy. As you can see, I'm emotional just saying it. So with that, I leave everyone before I bust out crying here. I hope everyone is having a blessed new year. I hope the way I finished the new year is an indicator for how I'm going to be living 2026. And right now, I'm still on a high. Everyone, stay blessed, be kind to others, spread love, choose integrity every day. Peace.